All right, so welcome back. This is the Matty C Show. We're going to talk about my best in show, or at least my most anticipated of E3, what I'm most excited for. And as you can see, I'm a huge Zelda fan. Always have been. They showed off, finally,
A lot.
a lot of the new Zelda game, Breath of the Wild. So, we always knew, like, when they announced it, they said it was going to be an open world game, but I didn't know just how open this game was going to be until they showed it off. This world is
It's huge.
way more vast and open than I could have possibly imagined. It's bigger than Skyrim. It's insane. Because, like, he just looked around there. That's only, like, one section of the map. Then there's this region, and this region, and this region, like...
And I mean, it looks like it plays smooth. too.
Really smooth. Lots of the game design and game mechanics are so well thought out. Like, he's got the
like
axe.
he's like sneaking and like taking out like
Yeah.
an outpost. Like that is awesome.
So cool. And then I think he chops down the tree here. But he chops down a tree, and the physics in this game are so honestly realistic that he chopped it down at an angle where he got on it, and it wasn't enough pressure on the other side of it, and he fell down the cliff. Like, the tree fell off the cliff because he didn't chop it down correctly.
That's pretty cool. I did not see that.
It's freaking cool. He's got the axe on his back. So, but then by doing that, it also points out that you can probably mine materials
That's true.
and make things, which makes sense.
I mean, you can even tell with the physics just by like that.
Yeah. Another thing to note is they never showed off the famous and iconic green tunic.
Yeah.
They never showed off the green tunic, so a lot of people are thinking that that's going to be like a legendary outfit when you find the Master Sword. Because they show the Master Sword off at the end of the trailer, so I'm assuming when you pick up the Master Sword, you're going to get the green tunic. Other than that, they showed how you can change in and out of outfits on the fly. So he was in a cold area, and he put on a blue outfit on the fly, and he was fine. Well, you lose health in cold areas. He had like a different outfit on, and he slipped on like his parka or whatever, and like stopped losing health. So there's
wow.
a cold outfit. There's outfits for the environment, which makes sense. You know, like in Ocarina of Time, you had to wear the red tunic for fire resistance. You had to wear the blue one to swim. You had to wear, I think that was it, and then it was just green was normal.
I mean, this
Is there
looks
another one?
amazing.
Remember, yeah, but I'm so overly impressed with Breath of the Wild. I'm telling you, whenever Nintendo puts out a first-party game, like they
It's
don't
just
disappoint.
yeah.
And I think that this game is finally like their love letter to Nintendo. They're like, we did it. Like, we're doing this finally. We're doing an open world Zelda game. Now take the momentum you've gotten out of this game and do a Pokemon game.
Oh my god, yes.
Do a Pokemon game already.
Please.
I don't know how many times I have to say it. You know how many... I'm a broken record. Like, I
It would
can't...
be amazing. Like,
You're going to sell consoles if you do it. That's all there is to it. There's going to be people in the 30s who are going to be like, holy shit, I want this.
like there would be a question. I would buy the new NX if like that
In a
was
heartbeat.
like one of the
In a heartbeat.
launch titles, or if it was even gonna come. Like I would totally buy it like right away.
Yeah.
But I'm really liking like the whole open world aspect of this of like Zelda. Like I liked Zelda, but I was never like a huge always had to play the ones because I was never a big Nintendo person.
Yeah.
But this has me excited because I mean it looks and plays smooth.
The last game that I was really like overly impressed with was the last handheld one they came out with on 3DS. It was the one where you can basically turn into a painting and move on walls.
Oh, that was the
I don't
split
I don't
something in time.
I own it.
A split because it was a remake of an old game. Kinda.
They used
They use elements of it.
they used the map from Link's Awakening.
What was it called? Because I played that one.
Mm-hmm. It was fucking good too. I was really impressed with it.
I want to say A Link to the Past. Like
Link to the Past.
Yes. Cool, I was right. A Link to the Past.
Yes.
And it was awesome.
It was so good.
It was really good.
That
was like one of the main Zelda games that I actually sat through and like actually beat.
Yeah.
It was fun to play.
Really good game. Other things are just like the combat. You're obviously gonna be able to choose from a lot of weapons too. They have different arrows you can use.
I was gonna say, yeah, it looks very RPG oriented, where you're
don't
finding loot.
We don't have like a plot line yet. No reveal of Ganon yet.
No.
I don't think so.
No, not yet.
Yeah, they didn't reveal Ganon. We didn't see Princess Zelda. So I'm really trying to figure out what
and
the
where
plot
this is, like where the world is gonna.
And that's another thing, because that's obviously, I can't believe the volcano is from Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
So are there going to be old
like if there's gonna be like
places
old
to go?
Yeah. Where you can go up to like the mountains where those big rock guys
Gorons.
Gorons, yeah.
Go visit the Gorons. Be so
like, that's
cool.
what I'm like. That's what I'm thinking. Is it's gonna incorporate stuff from like other worlds and throw it into here, but make it more expansive.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at like the scope of this.
It's insane. He's just been going and going and going.
I'm loving the snow physics too. Like it's very subtle.
Yeah.
But like good. The hell is that?
Obviously a secret. So, there's secrets to find. So, they might be enemies.
Oh, I was going to say, that looks like a bird of some sort. Man. Like, let's just climb this big big mountain because
See
I
what's
can.
up here. Yeah.
Like, it's just insane.
Just overly impressed.
Still upset though that they delayed it.
Oh my god!
Like if they didn't like push it back, I would have totally bought a Wii U this year. Because just for this game, like this would be fun to play.
Yeah, that too. Like that's insane. Like you can they're allowing you to go anywhere. He's climbing unclimbable. Like you can't do that in Skyrim.
No, you can't. It's like, oh well, I really want to get to this top. Screw it. You can climb.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. And, like, okay, so what is that green bar?
Stamina.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Which, there's probably RPG elements to it. I'm sure you'll be able to level up and upgrade maybe things like stamina and whatnot.
Oh,
obviously, finding pieces of heart, you increase your health. So cool. It's so vast. It's so vast. You can see his breath.
It looks good, too.
Like, it's cold up there. You can see his breath.
Search. Like, I'm not all the way to the top. There we go. The lava.
You can also open up your map and make waypoints yourself on the gamepad, and it'll highlight it.
Like a path?
It'll highlight, kind of like a path. You can look in the air and see a beacon to go towards.
Cool. Oh, man.
Materials. So,
I'm sure you definitely can craft or upgrade weapons with those materials. It's just insane. The scope of it. I've got no words.
So, I think the titles always have something to do with the plot, or at least a big element of the game. So I think Breath of the Wild, I think this is the first game where, honestly, it's just a cool title. I don't know.
I think it's when I saw that, I thought it was their meaning saying that it's getting Zelda a breath of fresh air. It's new.
Yeah.
That's what I got from the title, honestly, just because it's not like a Zelda game that we've ever seen.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's not it's not saying fresh breath or something, but that's the first thing that I gathered. It's Breath of the Wild. It's it's a new start.
Yeah.
Something new.
So yeah. Wow. Zelda. Zelda.
Wow,
Zelda.
Zelda.
Zelda. Another thing that I'm just crazy overly excited for, and it's coming out this year. Can't fucking wait. Final Fantasy 15.
Yes.
I just can't wait to play this fucking game. I need this game in my life.
It's been
just
how many years now? Like
I want to say it's been 8 years since they announced Versus 13. Versus 13. And then since then, they've basically apologized for putting out a bad Final Fantasy 14 launch game, and they know nobody really cared for the 13 series, so they rebranded and they said we're gonna do 15, and it's gonna be
a whole new, like a whole big game like this. Like it looks insane.
Hopefully we'll get a new demo before the game comes out.
I hope.
Just give us just a little bit more,
Like,
a little bit more combat before the game comes out.
That's why I went back to episode Daisuke after they did the update and stuff.
Yes.
And it does, like it runs better. And especially since the last time I played it was on the Xbox One.
The Titan fight was incredible. It was so large scale.
Like it was really cool, but the guy that was playing it sucked.
He kind of, yeah.
It made the demo look awkward because he was just getting wrecked and not dying.
Yeah.
Which made me upset.
Flying.
And then just chocobos.
Chocobos, as always.
Like, it looks so cool. Look at that.
Then just being out in the wild and seeing wildlife.
I mean, this looks...
Driving, flying, combat.
Man.
I
can't wait.
I love the ability. I love Noctis's abilities, the warping.
Yeah, I love that warp that he does.
Puts such verticality into the combat.
I mean,
New dynamic.
It's just like anytime that, I've ever played a Final Fantasy game, I would always look at like when they did do the cutscenes and stuff. It's like, man, I really wish that we can do that. And then this game, you're able to do a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, it just plays really good. Like, I like that it's not turn-based.
Mm-hmm.
And it plays really good. Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
And then the fact that then they announced that it's going to be like the VR thing, too.
Yeah, the VR experience.
Like, I think the VR experience is going to be kind of cool. But more of a gimmick anyway.
Yeah.
But it'll still be cool to, like...
Yeah.
It'll be like a cool one-time thing, Makes it more into like a shooting gallery in a way. But it was really cool how they showed that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for that myself. I'm gonna be picking that up day one.
Oh yeah. And then
spending hours.
One more that there isn't much to say about. I'm just really, really excited for is Insomniac's Spider-Man.
Yes.
Can't wait to see a good Spider-Man game. This is so long overdue for a good Spider-Man game. Insomniac's doing it. They did Infamous. They did Sunset Overdrive. I'm excited.
Which I liked Sunset Overdrive.
I did. I should beat it.
You never beat it?
I never beat it.
It gets pretty funny towards the end, honestly.
I don't remember where I'm at, but it was definitely a fun game. But Spider-Man. The suit's cool.
It's different.
But it's different. I don't know how I feel about just
I
like white splattered on the suit like that.
The thing that I see is they're doing that just to brand itself. Like, that's gonna be the Insomniac Spider-Man.
Yeah, right. And there's gonna be different suits. There always are. So, and I got exactly what I wanted out of this trailer. They didn't reveal plot.
Nope.
The enemies I don't recognize, like what faction or gang they're from. You don't know who the enemy is. It has nothing to do with Homecoming. It's not a movie tie-in.
Yeah, no, it's its own separate
it's
entity.
its own thing.
Which is cool. Like, I'm actually glad that they're doing that.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, okay, Insomniac has its own Spider-Man series now, which is awesome.
I have faith in them. I fucking loved.
I mean, they're good
Second Son.
They're good at open world, like, action games.
Yeah, like like Second Son was kind of a small game, but the gameplay itself was really fun.
Yeah. Oh my god,
So-
did they do good with the particle effects on that?
Yeah. And then, God, dude, one last thing. Just want to touch on it. God of War. Very excited for God of War. Really cool. Nordic. Probably going to be about his son because of the way they ended it. Like, okay, you're ready. You're ready
But then
to...
they said too that he's gonna be in future Gods of War.
He is. He is. Looks fantastic. Combat is so brutal and real, and it just so different.
It is.
Like, I saw all this, and then I went to play God of War 3, and I'm like, oh my...
This is different.
It's just so different.
Like, I mean, it just looks so much more brutal.
Yeah. Just fucking... I love it when he chucks it.
Yeah, when he just chucks it at him.
I really like that weapon must have had ice element because
Yep.
you kind of see how he went cold. So yeah, really excited for God of
Really
War,
excited for that.
among others.
Mm.
So now what I want to talk about is what was missing. Really, there's probably a couple I'm missing. Correct me if I'm wrong, or if I missed something. Two things that were missing from E3, big ones that were missing from E3. First of all, Kingdom Hearts 3. How the hell could you not show us anything for Kingdom Hearts 3? I get it to an extent. They want everybody's hype to go into Final Fantasy 15 right now because they didn't even show anything for, what else was it from Square that's coming out?
The remake of Final Fantasy.
The Final Fantasy 7 remake. They didn't show anything of that either. So they just want everybody's hype to be in Final Fantasy right now, which is understandable. It's coming out this year. It's their first game in their big lineup. But still, like, they showed this last year, and I just am so excited for it.
Like, it looks crazy.
Yeah, I've always loved Kingdom Hearts because the combat is so, like, there's a depth yet simplicity to the game. The game is not hard to grasp because you're like, it's a JRPG. It's going to be crazy confusing. It's not. There's a lot of depth to the combat and weapon crafting and material finding, but at the same time, I mean, there's a simplicity to it. I love it. They actually added Hercules World now. They don't just have the Colosseum because Hercules World has always just been the Colosseum, and you go there for like tournaments in the ring, and that's it. Now they've actually added Hercules World, and you're fighting Titans.
That's pretty cool.
Hopefully, you fight the Hydra too. I love the Hydra.
Awesome.
Got to chop its heads off. I think this is a Tangled World, is what they said.
Huh.
Like Rapunzel.
Yeah.
That is really cool. I love the new
Star Wars.
summon, please. And you know that's why it's been delayed so much
I have a
because
feeling.
since they've announced this game even existed, Disney has bought Marvel and Lucasfilms. So lightsabers. Let there be a lightsaber Keyblade.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I actually have on my phone. I just pull it up here. It's a picture. It's a picture of Mickey. You know, because he's like King Mickey, and he wears black robes, but in the picture, he has a green lightsaber Keyblade and a black Jedi robe. And I'm like, make it happen. It's so believable. It's so believable. Make it happen. And then come up with some crazy story where Mickey's like, I actually trained under Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It's like secretly.
But yeah, that was missing. That kind of pissed me off. And bet you're not even going to remember this when I say it. Deep down, what happened to it?
Deep down. Wait a minute.
Literally,
Wasn't it the one that looked like...
they literally announced this game when they talked about the PS4 after they announced it, and it was a working title. And remember, it was kind of like a Dragon's Dogma, Dark Souls type thing. Then they showed a little bit more, where it was like you were in some futuristic, like apartment, like it was supposed to be some simulation that you're doing.
That's right.
Nothing. I
I
wanted
forgot
it.
about this game.
Right? Nothing. Nothing. This looks amazing, and they haven't said a word about it. I get a Dragon's Dogma feeling out of it, and I loved.
Yeah, that's why I liked seeing it the first time.
And
I liked Dragon's
I
Dogma
loved Dragon's Dogma.
because I honestly thought that that's what this was gonna be when I first saw it.
Right? I thought it was going to be like, deep down working title. Then I thought they were going to reveal it, and it was going to be Dragon's Dogma 2.
Who knows? Maybe it still is.
But it's not Capcom.
I know. Maybe they're not. Damn it. I forgot about this game.
I would want Capcom to do it because they did it right. It was a good game. I wouldn't want anybody else to do it.
And there's a game here, so it's not like it's just a vertical slice.
Right.
What happened to it?
The only thing I can think is it was vaporware. Which means it's just gone. It's just gone.
Still alive. It was made by Capcom.
It is Capcom. Bet you it's Dragon's Dogma 2.
It has to be.
It has to be. I forgot
Remember
it was.
Deep down, it's been over a year since blah, blah, blah. It's kind of frustrating.
I forgot it was Capcom. It hasn't been talked about in so long.
Huh. So it's still alive. I mean, this was this year that they said it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. And it's funny because I was going to say, on the topic of Deep Down, another
PS4
thing missing
exclusive.
from E3 was Dragon's Dogma 2. I really want a new Dragon's Dogma game.
That was such a good game.
I was so overly impressed with boss
I
combat
wish
and
that they
everything.
would do a remaster.
Oh yeah. It's backwards compatible on Xbox One, so
Oh, is it?
it is.
Ideas are forming in
I know.
my head.
And I have the physical copies of Dogma and Dark Arisen, so
Wait, is Dark Arisen backwards too?
Yeah. They
Sweet.
just made they made both backwards compatible, but if you just have Dark Arisen is like everything.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
why
it's like the ultimate
it's just
edition
the-
of Dogma, so
I'm gonna have to pick that up.
and I never went through the Dark Arisen expansion. I remember
I
going
never
to
did
it.
either.
I remember going to it when I got back into the game and just shit my pants because there was this area when you go to it, you get into a fight, you're fighting, and then all of a sudden you hear a noise. I forget what it was, maybe a bell, and the Grim Reaper appears, and he's huge, and he kills you instantly. So you have to basically run from him until you find a way to kill him. It's
I
terrifying.
can't believe I forgot about this game. Yeah, that's what had me excited like a couple years ago.
Yeah, that was one of the games that made me say, ha ha ha, they win this generation. Like, they won. I haven't seen anything like that on Xbox One, so.
Maybe it's not Dragon's Dogma though, because he said it did feel like a sim. In the past years, I didn't. Well, the last year I didn't see that at E3 either.
Yeah, they didn't show it last year.
They didn't show
either.
anything either.
People questioned it more last year.
Yeah.
It's still a little fresh in people's minds, so.
Huh. Wow. That kind of blew my mind. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, dude, where is it? I want it. I want it.
Damn.
So, yeah, those are my missing from E3.
I'm speechless. I can't believe I forgot about this game.
Mm-hmm. They also never released Dragon's Dogma Online in America, and they said they were going to, and it looks really fun.
Yeah, I did see that.
It's free to play as well.
Damn.
It has almost a Dark Souls interface.
It does.
I mean, it's not.
But it's not
Dark
like,
Souls.
yeah.
What?
It just is. God, it's so weird, though. Damn, you're making me want to play Dark Dragon's Dogma again. So
I know, man.
I'm gonna end that here. That has been it for the Matty C Show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time, you have a good one.
Peace.